Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, your home of Nollywood reviews. Today, there is an exciting movie, as usual, to be reviewed. But in the meantime, hit the subscribe button so you get notified each time I post a new video. And of course, get ready to like and share this video. So the movie today is The Trade, Trade, Trade. The Trade, that's the name of the movie, directed by Jade Osiberu, who's also the producer alongside David Musa. Now, the interesting thing about this movie is that it took 4 years to be produced. Yep, you heard right. 4 good years to be produced. In this movie, which is a crime drama, a kidnapped kingpin called Eric evades the arm of the law for over 10 years. He's a notorious kidnapper who demands a minimum of $1 million from each of his victims. And all the victims, of course, are the super rich. He targets the super rich and kidnaps them or their children and demands a crazy sum of money as ransom. But the police can't catch him. He's almost, it's almost like he doesn't exist. Now, Eric, on the one hand, is a criminal. On the other hand, he's a husband, an authoritative husband and father. He has children from two women, his wife and his side chick. And, the two do not know each other. The wife doesn't know he has a side chick with whom he has children. The side chick doesn't know he has, a wife and children as well. This movie feels like a representation of the event story, and it could well, be so because this is based on true life story. Now let's consider the strengths of this movie. Why does this movie stand out? Let's find out. First is acting, especially the acting of the lead character in the person of Blossom, but in the movie is Eric. He kills the role, man. Like, he's able to strike a balance between his personality as a criminal, as a kidnapper, and his personality as a husband and father. He is supposed to be a semi-illiterate man, and he does that, to the fullest. He's able to strike the right balance. He loves money, and he shows in the way he talks, the way he acts, and the way he thinks. The second thing about this movie is the way it addresses strong issues. A lot of persons, a lot of critics, charge art with the responsibility of teaching. So a movie, for example, is expected to take on, address some serious issues and then end up teaching a lesson. In that regard, this movie does just as you would expect. Takes on the issue of kidnapping, one of the biggest issues in the country at the moment, and treats it to the fullest and shows the corruption that exists in the police force and in the banking sector. Eric works with a policeman, a high-ranking police officer who protects him and tips him off. He also works with a banker who tells him the account details of potential victims and then helps him to identify those with a lot of money in their accounts. And then Eric swings in. Number three is the prolonged resolution of crisis. In many movies, you find that the movie, maybe it's about 70 minutes long, and then 65 minutes of the movie is spent showing you the exploits of the villain doing terrible things, and then just the last 5 minutes will just be about the resolution, and it makes you feel that the whole thing has been rushed. But this doesn't do that. This movie dedicates enough time to resolution of crisis. In fact, that is when you begin to experience the real suspense, the twists and the turns, and the unexpected that get to happen a lot in this movie. So this is very fantastic. Are there areas where the movie should have done better? Certainly. See, thing is, I barely have issues with the movie because it's so great, in my opinion. But I do think that the Igbo accent thing was probably overdone at some point, uh, even by Eric himself. But worse, by his side chick, whose accent at some point, start to sound like a Calabar accent or something. It wasn't like the Igbo accent anymore. But the thing is, they tried to overdo it. The thing was just too much. It looked like it was being forced. It wasn't natural, anymore, the accent thing. Secondly, I also think Eric begins to make a lot of, mistakes, unusual mistakes towards the end. And those things, make it easy for the police to catch him, to arrest him. I mean, his gang members were arrested, and then he doesn't leave. He stays back in Nigeria, sends his family out, but stays in Nigeria. Like doing what? The house he was trying to sell, the cars he was trying to sell. He had made so much money that those probably didn't mean much to him, but he had to stay back to sell those and even haggle the price of selling those things. But then even this may be explained away because the thing is, a criminal, no matter how smart they are, will make some mistakes, and those mistakes will perhaps or most likely be their downfall. I also think that the police spend so much time on a wild goose chase, moving in directions that didn't matter, just wasting time. Also, that may be explained away as well, just painting the picture of what the situation is with the police force in Nigeria. People have accused the police of taking so much time, or probably too much time, to handle cases. And maybe that's the manifestation here. It could be, you know, um, a weakness in the movie. It could be deliberate as well. Overall, this movie it's fantastic for me. I didn't expect a lot going to see the movie, but after seeing the movie, I was so impressed. So for me, this is a solid 8/10. Very solid. Don't forget to subscribe so you get notified whenever I post new videos. And of course, don't forget to like and share this video. My name is Namdi Atopolaze. Catch you some other time.